Hey guys, going into round 3 of the Battle for Zendikar draft, we won the die roll. We also won the first 2 rounds. I think this is another one we mulligan. This is another one I would have kept before the new mulligan rule, but I just think mulliganing's probably better. I mean, 5 lands is, I don't know. This one's a little better than the one we had earlier, but we're going to mulligan. Okay, this is a reasonable hand. We do have 2 cards we haven't managed to draw at all yet, and an early complete disregard. I mean, that makes things a lot better. But it's not amazing. We'll search up an island with Evolving Wilds. It's tempting to get a forest instead, but because we know, well, actually, we'll have to wait. We could use our Evolving Wilds now, which would be a bad mistake because I think we want to draw that Sky Spawner. So we will. Our opponent, Rock and Fertile Thicket as well. We did see a number of them, and none came back to us, so it's not too much of a surprise. We'll play a Swamp. So we'll grab an island with Evolving Wilds here. Our opponent not off to a fast start, which is good. We will get an island. We also have Guardian of Tazim in our hand, so... Wow. Double Sky Spawner is pretty nice. We will play our first one. And we also have our Complete Disregard ready to go should we need to defend ourselves from a problematic creature. But it looks like early we're just going to be bashing. Opponent could have Spell Shrivel. Our opponent in the same 3 exact colors as we are, which is interesting. Not 3 colors that you see go together real often in this format. We'll see if he has Spell Shrivel. Doesn't look like it. Things look pretty good for us despite being stuck on 3 lands, I think. We're not going to see Boiling Earth this time around, which would be awful for us. If we draw an island, we can actually play Guardian of Tazim like immediately, so that's pretty nice. See what our opponent does. Okay, Atlas Watcher. So our opponent may be planning on going wide and killing with like triggers from the dudes who pump everyone, the allies. That is a strategy I've seen work pretty well. I don't usually have black in a deck that does that too, though. Usually you just need blue and green, but who knows? He may just be a good stuff deck like us, and we almost played one of those, so we're going to play a familiar, increase our clock in the air, and pass the turn. We definitely did end up with sort of a Skies deck despite not playing white at all. There's a Cataract, which we thought about picking up. Okay. Playing something big. Bane of Balaget. Okay, that is a problem. We can tap it down with our adverse conditions at least. So we have that going for us. Okay. Interesting. If I tap them down now, I swing for 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. Oh, just 7. It'll just be 7. But then 6 is still enough in the air to kill him next turn. And then we have another token. I kind of think that's what we go for here. It's the more aggressive use of adverse conditions. Yeah. So we will cast. We'll tap both of them down. I mean, getting in for that 1 additional damage is relevant enough with our dude on the ground. I think that because it makes our air damage lethal next turn. So, yeah, I think that's the right move there. So we have 6 lethal in the air next turn with our little Skies strategy. If our opponent can't stop that somehow, then we win. See what he does here. Drowner of Hope. Okay, that will buy him time. Our opponent has some powerful, powerful cards. Okay, we're in trouble now. Good news is he has to use them. Let's see what we can draw here. Ugh. We're just bricking on our draws, which, you know, considering the luck we've had early, I guess I'll deal with. I'm guessing he's going to sack Scions, tap our dudes down. Yep. He did that, and he sacked one of them anyway. He may sack another one. He does. Still think we get in there. Swing for 2. If our opponent can make more scions, I think we're in trouble. But if he can't, we're pretty happy. Yeah, the number of land drops we've missed is pretty gross, but you know, we've had good luck other places in this tournament. So I think we just take 13 here. Like, we're going to sack our 2 scions. We need to hold on to these lands for various reasons. We're going to sack our 2 scions and hope we can kill them in the air. So we will exile, take 7. It's going to suck if we draw Demon's Grasp now, but, you know. I think it was better to lose those and keep our Air Force intact than to do anything else. Don't make scions right now, please. And don't play a flyer that we can't complete disregard, please. If either of those things happen, I think we lose. I mean, we're behind on board now. We're just capable of winning anyway because our opponent is low on life, and we have creatures with evasion. So if he'd have to play 2 flying blockers or kill one of our creatures or tap it or whatever, Drowner of Hope can do that for him too. So if he puts some... what we can do, though, is... What I'll do if he does play something that makes a couple scions, I will complete disregard one of them, so he has to do it right away. All right, we won anyway. That was a close one. I mean, our opponent has some very scary cards that came down on us there. It makes me want to consider bringing in Demon's Grasp, because between Drowner of Hope and Bane of Bala Ged, our opponent has some serious haymakers that our removal can't deal with. And Demon's Grasp seems pretty good against that. I don't normally cite in a second Demon's Grasp, but our Grip of Desolation is otherwise the only thing we have that can deal with those, and I think that is problematic for us. Oh, Bone Splinters can too. So maybe I cut one complete disregard. Didn't look like he had a lot of good targets for that. You know, the scions aren't usually good targets for that. So I think this is what we want to do. Yep, that is what we'll do. That was a game where the double Eldrazi the power of double Eldrazi Sky Spawner basically won us the game. Despite being stuck on a small number of lands and despite our opponent playing some scary, scary cards. Okay, well, we got the top of our curve. I mean, we can start slow against this opponent without too many problems. But I think since I'm on the draw, I'm going to mulligan. Like, this hand's not awesome at all. I mean, we do have a Demon's Grasp, and, you know, yeah. No, we're going to mulligan. Okay, I think I keep this one, even though it's also not awesome. But we do have all of our colors, and we get to scry, so... And I will put a Sludge Crawler on top of my library. That makes it much better. Brood Butcher is also one of the better cards in our deck, so we are happy about that. But yeah, we'll play our Crawler. Play Evolving Wilds next turn, I suppose. Unless we need to pump our Crawler for some reason. I mean, I guess hitting him for 2 might be worth it. But I think the benefits of Evolving Wilds might be worth it. Although we have so many lands in our hand now. I mean, it would keep us from drawing an additional land, I guess, for what that's worth. But I think I just swing for 1 here and then play Evolving Wilds. We have double blue, we have double black, so we don't really in desperate need of anything. But it'll thin our deck out a little bit, which is more relevant. Ooh, we hit Grip of Desolation, which I'm pretty happy about. Which is more relevant and limited than it is anywhere else, really, because your deck's that much smaller. And we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have 7 of our lands out of our library. So our first hand was definitely better. But once there was not a great chance that a 5-lander was going to be 5 carders. What I'm trying to say was going to be better than what we got. I mean, I'm going to leave the islands in my deck because that could matter with my Guardian of Tzeem should we ever play it. I guess I'll just get another swamp here. Silent Skimmer, all right. So we're going to swing here. guess getting another forest might not have hurt. See what our opponent does here. Complete disregard, grave birthing. Okay. I am okay with that. It does give him something to process. Let's see if he decides to block. If he does, we can just pump our dude. Okay, well, we're going to pump our dude anyway. Ulamog's Nullifier. Happy to hit that too. We've definitely hit some good cards with our action there. We'll play a forest. Next turn we can play our skimmer. He is getting closer to Bane of Balaged, unfortunately for us. He's at 5. We do not currently have a way of easily dealing with the Bane of Balaged, though we can with the help of our Brood Butcher. I think this turn I probably don't swing and just play the skimmer. It's just going to be better for us in the long run, I think. So that's what I'm going to do instead of swinging. Skimmer can win us the game in the air, etc. So, and I'd like to hold on to the Sludge Crawler in case I need to get creative in killing a Bane of Balaged. It gives me another creature who I think is a pretty good sacrifice target for my Brood Butcher. So, yeah. So he's 1 land away from Bane of Balaged. He also has Drowner of Secrets, which he could play now, or Drowner of Hopes, I think is what it is. Could be what he's about to play. Definitely better than our Brood Butcher. Although, you know, I don't know. Brood Butcher's pretty good, but Drowner of Hopes is ridiculous. It's so little mana for a big payoff. All right, so he's guaranteeing he has mana for his Bane of Balaged, which means I think we want to play Brood Butcher this turn instead of doing something cute like swinging with Sludge Crawler here. Because if we play Brood Butcher this turn, it means we can kill the Bane of Balaged before it attacks us. Probably, anyway. Yeah, so we'll swing with our Silent Skimmer. Actually, I guess it would still get a chance to attack us, would be the bad news about it. We'd probably just lose lands because we have so many of them, and then block, and then use Brood Butcher's ability to do the last of the damage. All right. Yeah, we can only use Brood Butcher's ability once, unfortunately, because we only have 1 forest. So maybe playing Lifespring Druid a couple turns ago would have been better, but we will play our Brood Butcher. Our Ruin Processor and our Guardian of Tazim have both really hated us, which has been really sad. I mean, they're 2 of the 2 important cards in our deck, and we've won without them, but they would definitely help us out against like a Bane of Balaged, you know, but I think the Bane is coming, or the Drowner, either one. Ooh, that's even worse. The Drowner I would prefer by a lot, I think. I mean, the Bane would be better than the Drowner, because the Drowner, as I was saying earlier, is ridiculous. It's 6 mana for 7 power, and then he can tap like all of our creatures with the Scions he has in play. So it just gets kind of ridiculous. And we are drawing all lands, so we swing with our Skimmer. I think I'll play the Lifespring Druid. It enables us to use Brood Butcher's ability twice, which is certainly relevant. And yeah, so I'll play Island as well, and I'll play Lifespring Druid. And I'll end my turn. We can pump our Sludge Crawler a couple times, which might be relevant. Probably not, though. But our opponent also plays Bane of Balaged again, which we somehow managed to survive in the last game, mostly because we had enough, we'd done enough damage early. Then we're pretty much in trouble. Ooh, that Unnatural Aggression's pretty good for our opponent. All right. We lose our potential win condition. Our position is quite weakened, I would say. He didn't attack, which I guess makes sense because we have our Brood Butcher who would have caused all kinds of problems. Alright, we're going to play an Evolving Wilds and we're going to pass our turn. Drawing all our lands. Which is not good in the current situation where our opponent could easily overtake us at any moment. But we do have a lot more flyers in our deck. We do have Guardian of Tazim, who we could actually cast right now. I'll get a Forest with Evolving Wilds, so we can use Brood Butcher's ability 3 times, which would be good, I think. What is our opponent doing here? Painful Truths. Yeah, we would have liked that in our deck, too. That is bad news for us, though. Does put him at 10, but, you know, he's up to 7 cards in his hand, and we have 2 cards in our hand that are useless. He'll probably start attacking with his Pilgrim's Eye at some point, I would guess. Can I attack with Sludge Crawler right now and, like, pump him big enough to kill a Drowner of Secrets? I think I might be able to. You know, that's not bad. So I'm going to sack Evolving Wilds here. And like I said, I'm going to get a Forest so we can use Lifespring Druid. Okay. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana. So we can actually pump our Sludge Crawler big enough to kill a Drowner. I think I swing with the Crawler. I can actually pump it big enough to survive now. So we're going to swing with our Sludge Crawler here. Yeah, we can pump it big enough to survive, but our opponent's just going to have us pump it once, which I'm okay with. I'll probably sack it. Like, I don't see a reason not to, like, sack it to tap something now. Right? I mean, ooh, Altar's Reap. Yeah, that's even better. Like, you don't have enough cards in your hand. Jeez. Probably shouldn't have tapped the colors I tapped there for that. We're going to play a second Lifespring Druid. And we will end our turn. God, what he could have easily, I mean, he has so many cards and ooh, Fathom Feeder. That'll put an end to Sludge Crawler nonsense and let him draw more cards easily. We'll have to kill it, I think. We'll do it at the end of his turn. There's not really a good reason not to kill his Fathom Feeder, so I'm going to go black, green, sacrifice a creature, and we'll sack our Scion. Our opponent just has so many cards in his hand. I can't believe that we're not getting wrecked harder. Maybe he's drawn all his lands. I don't know. What's the revealed card? Oh, it was from... What was that from? I'm not really sure at this point. All right. Ooh. That is nice. We can take him off his green. Which probably is what we'll do. We're going to attack with our Sludge Crawler. Surprised he's not trying to tap it down or anything like that. I guess he can just block for a while and feel pretty good about that. I'm going to use blue mana here to pump him. All right, I was wondering if he would do that, and now he has. And now we'll end the turn. He's going to draw like 1,000 more cards. I'm surprised he didn't Fathom Feeder in response to me killing his Fathom Feeder, because he could have drawn a card and exiled one of ours. So, but he decided not to. Okay, Mortuary Mire to get back Fathom Feeder. Gross. Very gross. We still, I think if we grip, we still kill the Drowner and hit a Forest. Although killing the Drowner, like, isn't that important right now, to be perfectly honest. Like, ooh, Merc Strider, that's pretty good right now, though. bounce our Brood Butcher, man. That would be so bad for me. It's a joke because we would get a Scion token again. Whoa, he is bouncing our Brood Butcher. He must have a way to counter it, I'm guessing. Otherwise, that's a really bad idea, you know, so. I guess it slows down me swinging with Sludge Crawler a little bit, but I don't know. I guess he doesn't have to do it, but he did. 6 cards left in his hand. Yeah, I think I'm going to go after... Yeah, now he's swinging with that. I was wondering why he didn't do that earlier. We'll take 1. And we're going to Grip of Desolation. Even if it just draws out a counterspell, I'm like kind of okay with that. So we're going to exile Drowner of Hopes and his Forest. We can almost pay for Spell Shrivel even, but... Okay, there's a Skimmer. We have... Yeah, I mean, we don't have to pump him all that much now, so... If I played my Brood Butcher, I could just kill this. Let's just swing with our Sludge Crawler, see what happens there. I guess I could swing with everything, but... He has to block the Crawler or he's, like, dead, so... Alright, so we will once again pump him up. Take that guy out. And we will try to play a Brood Butcher. Wow, it happened. And I think I'm actually going to hold off on Silent Skimmer. No, I'm not. There are scary things he could play, but... We'll just play our Skimmer. It gives us a win condition in the air, in addition to our Sludge Crawler, who just keeps dealing with things. But he has 7 cards in his hand, guys. So, I mean, unless the sheer power of the cards we have in play is just too much for him, which seems unlikely, given that we've seen a Bane of Balaged. Which, granted, our Brood Butcher can deal with pretty effectively. And there's Fathom Feeder, which we knew we had, so, you know. But we can kill it with our Brood Butcher's ability. So that's probably what we'll do here. Lose our Scion again. Kill the Fathom Feeder. Swing with our Crawler and our Silent Skimmer. So, you know, at this point, playing lands is pretty good because of what it allows us to do. But anyway, we're going to sacrifice a creature. We're going to choose Fathom Feeder, and we're going to sacrifice our Eldrazi Scion. What's happening right now? Okay, good. If that's all that's happening, I think we just win the game. Let's see. I can kill both of these with Brood Butcher's ability, sacking these 2, and then I swing for 3, 5... Let's see, I have to tap 4 more mana. Oh, I can't kill... Oh, yeah, I can, if I use my Lifespring Druids. So right now... Hold on. Math's hard. Okay, so this will do 2 in the air. That'll put him at 8. We'll kill both of these blockers with these 2 Lifespring Druids, which will tap down 4 more lands, but leaves us 4, so we hit for 3, 6. No, it's not lethal. It is not lethal, so I think I just swing... at this point with the Crawler and the Silent Skimmer. He has to block the Silent Skimmer, basically, so... I mean, the Sludge Crawler, so... Alright. We will pump our Sludge Crawler. And we're in place to just kill a bunch of blockers at the end of his turn and then kill him. Yeah, we would have put him at 2, which maybe was worth it, since then our Silent Skimmer would just finish the job next turn. But right, getting his Fathom Feeder back again. But I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Low life for our opponent, and our Brood Butcher online is pretty good. Maybe he'll Merc Strider it again. It worked out pretty well for us, didn't it? Can't figure out what he could have in his hand of 6 cards that can't help him, you know. We just haven't seen, like, you know, he's slowed us down, you know, and things like that, but we just haven't seen, okay, Kozilek's Channeler. That is a legitimate problem, sort of. He's got 4 mana untapped, so let's do some thinking here. I could, in fact, kill the Channeler, but I don't really think it's worth it. If I kill the Channeler at the end of his turn, I mean, the chances he has, like, adverse conditions or complete disregard are too high, I think. So I don't think we do it. That Sky Spawner is pretty nice. If we see adverse conditions here, I'm going to be pretty happy with my decision, and we do. So I am, in fact, happy with my decision. All right, well, that slows us down a fair amount, but, and I guess I shouldn't tap. Yeah, I guess we have to. We'll tap like that. Play our Sky Spawner, which gives us another threat in the air that can help us while our Sludge Crawler is offline. Surprised he has not played a Bane of Balaged yet, I can tell you that. He hasn't hit a Demon's Grasp yet, so we have 2 left in our remaining 19 cards. So that's good. But we can also deal with Bane of Balaged relatively easily because we have so much on our board. I mean, it's still going to suck if he plays it. Clutch of Currents. He's doing it again on the Brood Butcher? I'm cool with that. I think. Yeah, I am. Fathom Feeder again. Okay. Down to 2 cards now. And I feel pretty good. I don't know why he keeps just deciding to bounce my Brood Butcher, but I guess it does cost a lot, but giving me another Scion is pretty nice, you know. So far, it's only worked out well for me. So I'm going to swing with our Eldrazi Sky Spawner. And I will play Brood Butcher. Again, he may have a counterspell for it now. He does. Ulamog's Nullifier. Okay. That does do some nullifying here. All right. Well, we can play our Malakir Familiar and in some way nullify his Nullifier. Next turn, we can swing with Sludge Crawler and our Malakir Familiar. He can draw a bunch of cards with his Skimmer. I mean, his Fathom Feeder. He can do it twice a turn right now. Pretty gross. He's doing it once. He hit an island. He still has not hit a Grip of Desolation, which would be a nice draw. But Complete Disregard would be pretty great right now, too. I mean, if we can kill this flyer, we'll be pretty happy. We did side out one of them, so... But Demon's Grasp would work just as well right now, so... I think I'm okay with that. I mean, we have 6 flying damage, plus a Sludge Crawler coming at him next turn. Unless he has another adverse conditions, I'd feel pretty good. All right. He's got 2 cards in his hand. Okay. All right. So I guess we don't really have a reason to swing with our Sky Spawner, but we'll swing with these 3 things. Drops him to 4. He'll block my Crawler with something not important like that. And he'll trade there, which works for me. All right, so we want to pump our sludge crawler. We'll play a Skither Skin, which is actually a pretty good attacker right now. It's always a good attacker, I guess. Our hand will be empty, so we may as well just leave mana up for regenerating. If he has another nullifier, I'm going to be pretty sad. We did see... Oh, God, he has another nullifier? No, Fathom Feeder. Okay. Demon's Grasp. Man, he hit one of them. But our Skitter Skin gets out there. We have 4 flying damage in the air. I guess that's redundant to say in the air. Bane of Balaged. There he is. Sure, our opponent has been digging furiously for that Bane of Balaged. And it is going to cause us some problems, most likely. But... And he doesn't seem to have any flying blockers. He may have adverse conditions. Ooh, there's our adverse conditions, which will help us deal with these adverse conditions. So... we swing with Sludge Crawler, Sky Spawner, and Silent Skimmer, I think. Wait. Yeah, our opponent scooped. I probably should have just tapped 2 of his creatures down and Alpha Struck, but we ended up winning. Ended up going 3-0 with what was basically a good stuff deck. Turns out, when you put good things in your deck, things work out. So that's definitely what we did. I think it's the most success I've had with like just sort of a 3-color good stuff deck going 3-0. I've 2-1'd a few times, but I've also 1-2'd a few times. So anyway, that went pretty well. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.